Hey traders and investors, it's Serge Berger here. I received about 35 emails over the past weekend on biotechnology, so the IBB ETF. Folks want to know what to do here, and I think it's a great point. Let's have a look and give you guys a little bit of perspective because I do think it's quite dangerous to chase this thing higher here at this spot. So let's start with the big picture. Um, Let me maybe also say that I'm definitely not bearish biotech through a longer term lens. It's definitely something that I think will be around for a long time and will have become of increasing support importance. But we also have to keep in mind what we've seen here over the past few years, and I always talk about that and Clubhouse membership subscribers know this. We talk when we see these increasingly steep slopes. Ultimately, those tend to lead to some significant mean reversion moves. If we look at what has happened in the IBB just since topping out last summer up to summer of 2015, you can see that the IBB has retraced about 40%. That's not an insignificant move. If we measure this from a Fibonacci perspective and we take, let's say those lows in 2010, I guess we could go even in 2009, but let's sort of take somewhere in the middle here. We have retraced roughly 50% of that rally. So here too, we've had a significant move. Now, when we have a move like this, the issue is when we have a reflex rally, and even if we did see the lows for this correction in February, the reflex rallies don't tend to take place in a V-shaped manner, right? So far, we've had more or less a V-shaped move through this weekly lens chart. Weekly chart lens, I should say. And so if we zoom a little bit closer here and take a daily chart and take some basic moving averages, for one, you can see also that we kept the 200-week moving average as support at those lows. So that too is interesting because, quite frankly, it has never really been any real importance, or at least not for this entire rally, I should say. So finally, we've mean reverted to that. So here too, another reason to think that maybe those were the lows. But again, the issue, it's sort of the devil's in the details, and I think it's the rate of change here too, like in many other things in the market that are looking concerning. So the first obvious simple thing to look for here, and I think that's to me one of the first warning signs. We've got this layer of resistance, and it's not a line, it's not something you want to draw with a pencil, but more so with a crayon, and you get sort of this kind of thing, right? So this blue zone is a lot of resistance, somewhere between 270, 275, 280, and maybe let's call it 290, maybe even 290 plus, right? A big area of resistance. Now, we're coming into the 100-day moving average, which is this blue line, which has served as a good spot of support and resistance over the past months and years as well. The real issue I have here with number one is this. But if we then take a very simple momentum oscillator, something like the MACD, you can see we're overbought. Now, very importantly, I don't think this means that this is going to fall apart, but it's very difficult for something to break out higher past a major area of resistance when these very simple momentum oscillators are very overbought. You can see every time it's taken place, it didn't mean that the market had to fall apart, right? You see this overbought levels doesn't mean it has to fall apart, but it gets very difficult for it to push meaningfully higher without some sort of further consolidation. So that's really the takeaway here for biotech. Personally, I wouldn't touch this on the short side until we see a real bearish reversal on a daily chart. On the long side, like I said, I don't think the reward to risk is here. Even if we get a further squeeze higher, I think this area of the market needs to consolidate. So that's what I'm looking at here in biotech, guys. I hope this helps. As always, guys, please give us a like on the video. It really helps me move up in the YouTube rankings. Subscribe to the channel, and folks, I will see you in the next video.